So today we're going to talk about how to keep creativity alive in your classroom without losing control. So let me ask you a question. You want to introduce more creativity into your lessons, but you're afraid it's going to lead to chaos? Here's how to balance both. So I've talked to teachers all across the nation, and often I ask them, so what's stopping you from incorporating more creativity into your lessons? And the number one thing I hear is, I might lose control. I know teachers, we love our control, but let me ask you this. It might be working for you, but is it working for your students? What would happen if you put a little bit more creativity into your classroom? Yes, it might get a little rowdy, but let me assure you, you might gain a whole lot of engagement, a whole lot of respect, and a whole lot of fun. When I talk about creativity, a lot of people go to the old saying, think outside the box. And I get that. But then sometimes I counter back with, well, what if we think inside the box? Sometimes creativity is best when we have structure and we have guidelines. Just because you incorporate creativity doesn't mean that there's complete chaos. Think about how creative you have to be when there is structure. What if you have to think of all the different ways to get out and around and work within the box? Creating strategies and creating problems within the box is just as productive as outside and around the box. So allowing your students to have creative exercises, but yet guidelines and constraints, exercises creative and critical thinking. So that misconception of chaotic, uncontrolled situations is actually a huge misconception. Don't let that frighten you. Don't let that scare you. Embrace it and run with it. So here are some super simple, easy ways that you can incorporate in your classroom tomorrow. On my desks, in my classroom, I have a simple little box. Inside that box, you open up, there are Post-it notes, there are markers, there's Play-Doh, there's silent fidget sticks, little things that students can play with. In fact, there's research that shows that when your hands are moving, your brain is actually going and more engaged. So let them play, let them manipulate little things to get those creative ideas going. Number 2, let there be movement. Let them get up, let them get around, let them move around. Things like 4 corners, which many of you are very familiar with, let them go and talk to each other. Have gallery walks. Instead of them sitting at their desk and writing, use Post-it notes and have them put it around the room. Use big, huge poster board. Have them write out their sentences. Have them vote. Which sentence do you think is the most creative? Which sentence catches your attention the most? Let them vote on certain and different ideas. Getting them up, having them work in teams, having them communicate with each other. Do speed dating. If you haven't heard about that one, I have some great ideas on that. Have them do some speed dating. There are so many different techniques that you can have that get your students up out of their seats instead of sitting still. I can't sit still, and I'm sure you can't sit still. So why are we asking our students to sit still? Ultimately, one of the things I hear is those might be fun, but how do I have clear outcomes? They go hand in hand. As long as you're saying to your students, today we are going to, and here's my expectation for you, you can still be creative in a controlled situation and have clear expectations. The chaos that you're concerned about will go away. It might be a controlled chaos. There might be lots of fun in the classroom. In fact, I had this happen to me one day. My classroom was loud. We were a little crazy. Students were everywhere. I had one of a teacher peer friends walk in, open my door, and think I wasn't there. But I actually was in the mix, sitting at a desk with one of my students, and I looked up and she saw me smile and waved. So here's my invitation to you. Give yourself permission. Give yourself permission. Try something new. Just a little bit. Take a risk. Isn't that what you're asking from your students? Want to try some of these ideas? Download my classroom tested creativity activity guide. Just scan this QR code. Thanks so much for watching. See you in the next episode.